College Algebra Topic 4.5, Part 2, Graphing Rational Functions. Now let's try number 4. Again, we're going to first find the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts are found by taking the numerator, setting it equal to 0, and solving for x. So we get x equals 0. But also, because of this square, we have a multiplicity of 2. That means we're going to have a bounce there, the x-intercept. Now the y-intercept. The y-intercept we find by making all our x's 0. We'll end up with 0 over negative 4, which is 0. Thirdly, we'll find the vertical asymptotes. The vertical asymptotes we find by taking the denominator and setting it equal to 0 and solving for x. So x squared minus 4 will factor into x plus 2, x minus 2 equals 0. And this will solve to be x equals negative 2 and x equals positive 2. Okay. Fourthly, we need our other asymptotes. The other asymptotes are found by y equals the long division answer from x squared minus 4 divided into x squared. So first we want to say x squared divided by x squared, which equals 1. And then 1 times x squared is x squared. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. We change the signs, and we get 4. The 4 here cannot be divided by the x squared. So this is as far as we can go. Y equals 1. Okay, now let's go ahead and graph. We have x-intercept of 0. We have a y-intercept of 0. We have a vertical asymptote here. X equals negative 2. Another one, x equals positive 2. Let's put that there. Let's raise this up a little bit. Alright, and we also have another asymptote of y equals 1. So let's produce y equals 1 here. Okay, so I'll either be climbing down this asymptote or climbing up. Since there's no x-intercepts right here, we'll choose a path that doesn't include intercepts, so we'll climb down. Okay, next we'll either be climbing down this asymptote or climbing up, and we need to hit the intercept, so climbing down won't get us there because we have a horizontal asymptote. So we'll climb up, but our multiplicity is 2, so we're going to bounce and then climb down. Next, we'll either be climbing down this asymptote or climbing up the asymptote. Since there's no x-intercepts here, we need to choose a path that doesn't need x-intercepts, so we'll climb down from one asymptote to the other. And this is finished. Okay, number 5. Let's see. We have the x-intercept. We find by taking the numerator, x squared minus 9, setting it equal to 0, and then solving for x. I'm going to solve for x by factoring the x squared minus 9, and our solutions will be x equals negative 3 and x equals positive 3. Now for my y-intercept. For my y-intercept, we're going to make all the x's 0. So what we'll end up with is 0 squared minus 9 all over 0 plus 1. That will simplify down to y is negative 9, should I say. Okay, thirdly, the vertical asymptotes. We find the vertical asymptotes by setting the denominator of polynomial equal to 0 and solving for x. We get x equals negative 1. And now for the other asymptotes. For the other asymptotes, we're going to take y to equal the long division answer of x plus 1 divided into x squared minus 9. Okay, let's raise this x plus 1 up a little bit. I don't like it that far down. So we'll say x plus 1 here. So we have x squared divided by x equals x. So that's our first answer. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x. We change the signs, and we end up with now negative x and a negative 9. We take our negative x and divide it by the x here, and we get negative 1. That's our next answer, negative 1. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. And then we change our signs, and we end up with negative 8. And negative 8 cannot be simplified over x. So this is our answer. Y equals x minus 1. Okay, now let's begin the graph. We have our x-intercepts of -3 and 3, and a y-intercept of -9. Let's kind of put it up here, kind of high. And then we need a vertical asymptote of x is -1, so it's going to be right in there, right there. And then we need another asymptote of the linear equation y equals x minus 1. That's going to be right about here. Y equals x minus 1. Okay, so we're going to climb down this asymptote or climb up. I think we're going to climb down because we need to go through the x-intercept here. So we'll climb down and go toward the next asymptote. And finally, we're going to either climb down this asymptote here or climb up the asymptote. Well, I believe we'll be climbing up because we need to hit these intercepts right here and then follow the next asymptote. So we'll come up, hit the asymptotes, and follow.